We're live.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call to order for March 2026 business meeting. Roll call, I got all council present and legal counsel and clerk. First item up on the agenda for tonight's meeting. Hope you all have a chance to look it over today.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
I didn't hear you, Don.
I'm sorry, I said I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
All right, I'll second it.
Okay, that takes us to reports. First up, we have town marshal. Will be in momentarily.
All right, you guys got a copy of the activity report. Not a whole lot to talk about. A lot of maintenance on the vehicles, having some issues mechanically. It was all fixed up on the Charger and the Ford Explorer. I guess I got rid of the wrong one. Other than that, you guys received the information. Zach Powell honorably resigned from the police department from the paid position. However, I would like for you guys to consider, and I'm working on some things. I would like to eventually, I've been talking to Cheryl about it. I would like to try to get that back to an academy officer. Someone that has the academy, a part-time deputy marshal is what I would like to go after. Me and Cheryl has talked extensively about lowering the hours of labor, like maybe to 20, so we can get the rate of pay up to where it might draw in a good one.
That's a good idea.
But I think an academy officer, and I think John will agree with it too, I think an academy officer is going to do me better out here on the road than a 40-hour pre-basic officer. Don't get me wrong, Zach done a great job. But
Depends on what you want him to do.
right.
If you want him to be an actual policeman, nothing better than the academy.
I think the town would do better if we had an academy officer. There's a lot of restrictions on the special position with the ordinance violations and stuff like that. And sometimes, sometimes you worry that you might be in the gray area a little bit with it. So instead of getting to that little bit of a gray area, just stay the hell out of it and try to go after an academy officer. I have a couple that are retired that might be interested in it. But I don't know if we need to make, that's something we can propose at the next meeting, and Cheryl, if we would find someone.
Well, yeah, plus you got, before you know it, the budgeting process is coming up.
We've been talking about it, ain't we, Cheryl? So.
Didn't it just end?
Yeah,
It seems like it. Other than that, of course, February was a pretty cold month, but we made it. Won't be long and I'll be complaining because I'm too hot. So it is what it is. Greatest part about living in Indiana. Other than that, I don't think I have anything. I think I have to put it on the agenda if I want to ask for something, don't I, Cheryl?
Well, no, I mean, start the phone. Oh, to vote on it? Yeah.
Okay.
Did I forget something?
No, I've been wanting to do it every month, but it just seems like our board meetings have been so long. I didn't want to tie anybody up, but I want to go after training, the police one training for the officers. It's an online training program that we can get a lot of extra training in. It's only like $99 an officer. I think it's even cheaper than that by the time we sign up as a department.
Can you do that with the opioid money?
We got plenty of training money too. But
We have so much, training money that can't be used on anything else. And he has
How
like
much was it?
over $8 grand in there.
it's like $99 an officer.
All right.
I'll put that on the agenda for you for February.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Go ahead and add that.
More, I mean,
For May,
April,
Backwards?
April.
This year's going quick.
April agenda.
Other than that, everything's been good. I think we've dodged a bullet on some storms here lately. Definitely getting a lot of rain. We're gonna get a lot more here. I personally believe that I'm gonna throw flowers because that's just the type of guy I am. I think utilities has done a good job with this storm drainage crap going on around here. at least one of them is usually out just as much as I am, it seems like here lately with our pump stations and stuff like that. So, but other than that, everything's good. Talked to Cheryl. We are 100% set up with Batesville. So
There you go.
I got Dylan D back on the e-ticket. So watch out. I would like to, the citizens that are listening, B&G's back open. It's that time of year. A lot of kids walking along the road. A lot of families walking back and forth to B&G. I get a little bit more stricter out there towards B&G with speed than.
And they
normally do.
extended that 30-mile-an-hour zone
Did they finally extend
past
it for us?
Yep, past B&G.
Did they go all the way to County Road 1000 like we want?
No,
No, I'll tell you
no, but
that
it's well past B&G's now,
Okay.
instead of right before B&G.
I know back when the plant was open, I went to the state and tried to get them to take 30 all the way to County Road 1000 because we were always, well, Carol lived right there. We were always working wrecks right there in front of the plant. But we worked some pretty gruesome ones there at B&G also. So, but yeah, hopefully we'll, me and Dylan's gonna talk a little bit. He's gonna help me out on ordinances and get things fired up. I would like to report some positiveness. Drove through 224 Western Avenue last night, about 3 or 4 times. They're doing good. It's looking good. They're pointing in the right direction. Monica Burris has took over the management on it.
Who?
Monica Burris, she's lived there for 100 years, all the way back in the back. She's took over the management of it. They're getting the clutter out of there. It's starting to look a little bit better. She went to Jack Luce. She wants to put all new underpinning around all the homes. She found a whole shed full of new windows. And she's like, why the hell aren't these put in homes? And I was like, I agree. So it's probably the best I've seen it over there in a long, long time. So I told her that I was going to reach out to Jack because I'm always quick to call him to complain. So I wanted to call him and compliment him and tell him it's looking good and we're pointing in the right direction. And then I also told her that if she ever had any trouble with Jack not helping her out on getting some stuff done, call me, let me know. I'll give him a call. But yeah, I was not impressed, but I'm kind of like, wow, this is actually kind of cleaning up a little bit around here. So I thought I'd share that with you guys because I know that has been a thorn in this town's rear end for
decades.
many, many years. But other than that, you guys got any questions? I'm willing, but that is it.
Every little bit helps.
I never go down that way, but
But I do kind of want to move quick on this. So next board meeting, we'll bring it up and she's going to do that. And then also we'll put this, figure out exactly the wording and everything I need you guys to do on the position to try to get that way we can get that open and get some help in here.
I'll send you the job description because you'll have to alter it back.
Okay.
Because it went to special officer.
Job description. And is there any way, John, how we can put that special officer or that way if I don't get one, if I don't get an academy officer, I don't have to come back to the board and say, hey. Huh?
You could just have a second one to choose from.
But post 2 jobs?
Well, one doesn't have to have academy and one does, so it was hard to combine them.
Could I put academy preferred?
Yeah. I mean, you can, there's a wording to take care of that. So I'm not gonna get it on that. But yeah.
And I don't think we've had a meeting
Put it
yet.
This way, there's nothing stopping you right now today from hiring an academy trained officer to take Zach's job.
Okay.
If they're willing to take it.
I believe you already have a deputy marshal job description that was adopted a couple years ago.
Yep, we do. Okay. Then, I don't know if we've had a meeting yet or not, but Morgan's like done with all of her training, got everything bagged up. Looking for more training, trying to get me to take training, trying to make me a better person. She's working on it, guys. That's why you guys were so willing to put her on this position because you thought maybe she'd help me out on some things.
Help us all out.
Good
But,
deal, good deal.
Once again, we responded to, she has responded to
your work's
several
not
calls.
done.
Month of February, wasn't it February? We were all the way in Osgood. We went over to Osgood for one, so we just happened to be down at the communications. So we shot up to Osgood to help them out with a suicidal subject. But it's been good and the word's getting out and she's making a difference. She really is. So I'm kind of proud of that position. I'm proud of what she's making that position and
Good deal.
hopefully it sticks around for years to come. So, all right, that's all I got.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks,
Good job.
Okay, that covers Marshall.
You don't even hold your hand on.
Takes us to utility department. Looks like you're it.
All right. I guess if you have any questions,
We changed that training from Connor to Austin. I
Yeah,
accidentally wrote
yeah.
Connor.
Cheryl sent me a video this week of one of your accomplishments.
generator,
Yeah.
both of them going.
I don't know how you got the
Both
one.
we were told could not be repaired,
Good job.
so.
Thank you.
And it's still running?
Yep.
All right.
Now we sent him to the well field.
I don't know about that one.
I guess somebody, I didn't know this, somebody took it apart and left it apart
And the parts are gone.
and the parts are gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Copper? Just,
Could have been, yeah. Yeah, that's what's missing.
okay.
Did we, where did we get on the pumps? I know we sent, what, 3 of them out to get repaired? They still in repair?
Mhm. I haven't heard back from you
Yeah,
guys.
Okay,
Have you heard back, Connor?
Yeah, those are still getting repaired, the brand new one's already in the.
okay. And then where do we stand on, what are we doing with the lights at the park?
Security lights? Do what?
The saga.
What?
I said the saga
Yes,
of the park
the
lights.
park lights.
Well,
We can provide an update.
you need Brian, because Brian was supposed to indicate where they needed to be placed.
Okay.
And I just think the last 3 months have been very busy.
Are you talking security lights? I'm talking ball field lights.
Oh, the
Oh,
ball field
the ball
lights, that's the insurance claim.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I did not put it on the agenda because I'm waiting on another quote, but I did
Okay.
get another 4,000 out of the insurance company.
Okay. so
I
we're
told
still-
them they wanted more quotes, like, first they said we couldn't get LED lighting. I said, they do not sell those light bulbs anymore for what is in there.
No halides or,
And then they said this was too high. I said, we've reached out to dozens of companies. It is not unusual for a small town to only get 1 or 2 quotes back.
Yep.
So then he came off another 4,000. Now I'm waiting. I should have another one tomorrow.
days are getting longer and people are gonna be playing ball on the fields for too long.
We are
We're running
desperate
into the-
for a yearly
into the
fix.
calendar.
Yeah. And that's another question I'm gonna ask when we see what the quote is how quick can you get it done?
Okay.
If there's a difference between 2,000 or 3,000, I'd rather come back to the council and if it's gonna be like a month or 2 months down the road for one of them.
Got it. Thank you. Anybody got any other questions for Austin
Mm-mm.
based on his report?
I did remember one thing, we have a list of replacement signs around town that Connor got together for, so we're ordering those signs from MVH fund. They're already budgeted for, but if you guys notice any signs that need to be replaced, can you guys jot them down for us?
We got a little pile of them too in the shop.
Percent to-
Okay, do you
Old
wanna,
ones?
go through that and see which ones you have?
New ones or old ones?
Another one I noticed on Saturday when we were over there for the East Edge, we already have a replacement,
Okay,
So for like street signs, because we've talked about out in our neighborhood, just getting all the neighbors together and doing like a street sign rehab, because we got decorative ornamental kind of frame signs.
Mhm.
If we wanted to get 4 or 5, just because the rest of the moving signs of children that play, those are all fine, just the street signs, are those easily attainable?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are required to budget for them every year.
Okay, well, me and one of my neighbors will come up and talk to you about that.
Yeah,
sometime.
absolutely. Even if you just email me a list.
Yeah, because we got people that want to volunteer and do little projects here and there. That's one of the ones that everybody's pointed out to us, so
They're really nice. They're blue.
we're gonna be better. Carol.
Okay.
That's our
I'm
goal.
just telling you, they're really pretty. They're blue.
That's
They're like,
our goal is to be better.
they're not green. These stand out. They're pretty. They got the black ornamental stands.
There's other funds you can pull from that too, like general improvement, CCD, CCI. Oh, CCI is more for computers, I think. CCD and we do have general improvement funds.
Okay.
Because I think you only have like 600 or 800 in MVH.
Anything else for Austin or Connor or Joe? Thanks, sir.
Good job.
Are you guys allowed to put up your own signs out there?
Town sign, just gonna clean them up, pay them. Neighborhood activity, but they're their signs, so.
Don't quite leave yet, Austin.
I don't do
They're gonna go over the sanitary survey, so that was under you. I didn't know, just didn't want you to leave quite yet.
Okay,
Connor was the one that met with the inspector, so.
yeah, 2026 water sanitary survey results and report. This is the next on my list.
We got a very nice compliment from Item on our report.
Oh, goodness.
So tell us what all they found, Connor.
So some of the deficiencies they found, which were minor, was house 5 had some old equipment in there from whenever the concrete was repaired, being I don't know the official name for it. You just mix the concrete in it. And then we had an old farmer's scale. These were the items we were planning on putting out for bid earlier. That is tabled until the spring. We are still gathering information on that and everything, and they are actually up here at the property now. So that's going to be done here soon. Some other deficiencies were the air release valve on well 6 itself did not have a screen on it. So we went ahead and ordered 24 mesh and put that on there. Another deficiency on that. There appeared to be a hole that led to the just underneath the pump housing, I guess is the best way to put it. It just turned out to be where an extra hole from wherever they went from an above ground to a submersible pump. So we just took it in, and that's what took care of that. And then, goodness, it's been a long week. before-
Mesh screen for air relief valve, you already,
The fan.
oh, the fan.
Yeah, our chlorine fan, we had to put a little box up around it so the blades weren't exposed.
All right.
Little rust on the tower, shocker there.
Yeah. So the inspector was actually pretty nice. He added a couple of the deficiencies on in an attempt to help us with our big project. He made it so it looked like there was a more need of a issue and that it would go to the place that we're applying for and that would catch more of their attention and be like, hey, they actually need this. Let's do that. Another deficiency that we had, which was easily fixable, the raw inlet pipe wherever the water comes into the plant had a little bit of rust because you open a spigot and it just runs down a metal pipe over time. It's just going to rust. So it got painted over and that solved that up. And then the only other repair that there was up at the north tower next to one of the legs once upon a time, they had a washout or something. They decided to put cinder blocks in it to stop the leak for some reason. But we ordered fill dirt and it has been filled up. So
Okay.
and that no major deficiencies anywhere, nothing that wasn't cleaned up in a week. So
Okay.
And you guys adopted the contingency plan, which we needed, and then tonight we're offering that cross-connection ordinance.
Good job.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, that concludes utility, and that takes us into clerk treasurer.
Could you ask Brian, I think you guys forgot something under him, the resignation,
Do we need
because
to
you guys have to vote to
to
accept
accept
it.
it? Okay.
You know, gonna have that box here.
Oh, okay. Okay, just do it.
I'll make a motion to accept it. Not enthusiastically, but
But then eventually, technically, that's
Move to
eventually-
accept it.
So I'll second.
what are you doing? You have to stay.
Well, he'd still be employee, but employed, but he probably wouldn't show up.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Powell, for your service to the town.
Yes.
Yes, you'll be missed.
Okay, now we're ready to go to clerk treasurer.
Meeting memo from January, I sent that ahead of time. I don't think I had any errors in it, but you know me. And I didn't have the special meeting for 3/3 on the agenda. I'm going to save that for the next meeting. I can't hear.
That was for the approval of the water plan and to get rid of the Dodge Charger and dispose of the F-250 and the 2015.
Yeah, that's, oh, you mean the special meeting,
The
yeah.
vehicle changes, yeah.
Can they, you want me to wait till next one? I forgot to put it on this agenda
Yeah.
Approval of that.
for the 3/3 special meeting.
You can approve them now. And you've got approving previous meetings minutes is always on.
Okay.
I can make a motion to approve.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
I'll pass them down. Okay, February utility adjustments. We had one for $1,021.34. And it was one of the mobile home communities. And it was a pretty big leak and it was confirmed by a plumbing company. We only adjusted wastewater. They did pay for the water. We had one for $147.03. And the account wasn't final for some reason and we billed 2 addresses at once. So that was the adjustment just to fix it. And I need to go print out fund reports. I did not do it, but I will do it before you leave today. APV register. Oh, I gotta get it to the signature page. For February, paid out $155,412.07. And along with that, I kept 3 warrants for you to look at because they were, this one's a correction, what they call to our bank reconciliation, where we received money in for interest into the wrong account, and this corrects that. And this is the TSS scale. When it failed, it was $1,950. It wasn't a recurring bill. So I'm sending that for you guys for you to look at and approve. And then opioids, the recurring for the body cameras cannot be paid out of restricted. So I had to pay that out of unrestricted. guys could approve the utility adjustments in the APV register.
I'll make a motion to approve the adjustments
Approval, reapproval.
and the utilities.
APV,
I'll second.
Thank you.
utility.
This HB 1210, I'm just letting you guys know that we are now required to upload our contracts into Gateway. So that's any kind, used to be just interlocal agreements like with economic development, trying to think of any other that we have interlocal with. Oh, now Batesville City Court. But now it's any contract through the given year. So EMS, fire, so I uploaded all of those. into
Employment?
Gateway. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
awesome.
And we also are required to have it on the website, so I added that under the section of government. So if you go down, it'll say meeting memos and contracts now. And you go to, and I just wanted to let you know that that is done, because it is a requirement as of July 1. And then crop damage. I sent you a copy of all the measurements. This is paid out of sanitary sewer extension project money. We did round up for these people. It was 30, if it's 30 feet width, we rounded it up to 35. Just to be 100% sure that we were fair to them. And if you guys agree with these checks that are coming out of the grant funds, or ARP funds, I mean, then I can reach out to these guys and make sure they feel like it's fair and acceptable, and we can cut those checks to them. I sent it through Jill and all them. I think I copied you on everything, didn't I? Okay.
So standard, usually if you're in an agricultural ground running utilities, you take the area that you disturbed and you compensate the farmer for the crop that was lost. Because it's only fair to them.
I got caught.
And you do this by calculating your square footage times the average yield for that crop times the price per bushel. That's how we got to the number.
Which column are you looking at, the last one or the second to last? You're
Estimated
I gave
is
you
what
guys
the check is
copy.
gonna be. Do that.
Oh, that's yours. So you'll see at the bottom where we did 2025 projected, 2025 harvest, 2026 projected. We also gave them the highest, which is the projected for 2026.
And then the average yield, you pulled that from the ASD office.
Mhm.
Okay. Just so people, if anybody's watching, I know we didn't go to the farmer and shoot us a number of 3 times,
Okay.
whatever it was.
They don't typically get projected, or they get a little lower, so we went with the higher number just to be fair.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve compensating the
You want to see that?
people on the list there.
Already crossed. Yeah, I thought you already, yeah, okay.
Your motion, Don, second.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on the next one, I'm asking for a utility account refund to a customer. It's the first time this ever happened, but 2 accounts at the same address remained active for the last billing cycle. Because we already moved that money from utility holding to each water, wastewater, and sanitation, we would need to draw the checks out of 3 different checks to pay it. To pay them. We owe them $76.60, $30.23 from water, $25.47 from wastewater, and $20.90 from sanitation. Normally I could just write it off, but since it was moved from the holding account, I thought it'd be appropriate if you guys approve the refund.
I'll make a motion to approve the refund.
The pay. What is it? Back up, say it again.
So, was this due to an address change or something?
No, we are not. It's the
Okay.
first time it's ever happened. 2 bills went out. One was finalized. Julie knows. We don't know how it happened. One was finalized and then a new person moved in,
Okay.
but somehow they were both billed for
They
that
both
month.
got billed for it.
I'll
Okay.
second.
There's,
Mhm. Thank you. I'll let John talk about this when I drafted a letter. Oh, no, do you think that's appropriate?
Yeah, this is what we talked about. Basically, it's not time for us to request them to give us money because that doesn't start until next year. But it is appropriate at this point for us to send them kind of a reminder letter to say, we would sure appreciate it if you would pass this tax so that we can ask you for it next year.
Where's the draft letter?
So which one?
This is the LIT. They restructured it.
All right,
And we talked about this, but we have to basically ask them.
Yeah.
Formally to reserve the tax and then disperse it to us
Yeah,
once it's collected.
basically, since we're a town with fewer than 3,500 people, we don't have choices about how to collect it. Our choice is whether or not to ask the county to collect it. And then, once they start collecting it, our choice every year by July 1st will be to ask them to disperse it to us. Okay?
Want to see the letter? You got a copy?
I gave it to him.
Not yet, but I will make my.
no, I didn't.
Let boy
You
know.
just asked.
And reminders on it, it's distributed by population.
Yeah.
I get it.
And then this is of the tax that's collected, the county may retain up to 75% of it if they see fit.
Yep.
So we may only get 25%, but we still have to ask them for our money.
That is correct. I would, it's probably appropriate next year to ask them, and we sure appreciate it if you gave us the whole schmear instead of just 25%.
We're, I mean, in all reality, we have somewhat of a valid argument because we have our own fire EMS
Yeah.
and life safety services in place.
Right.
They write that in based on various counties that have municipalities that the county provides those services for them. So the county has the jurisdiction or the authority to say, no, actually, we need to keep the money instead of collecting it for you to get it to you to provide you your service. That makes sense.
When we grow so big that we have more than 3,500 people, then we'll have a lot more choices.
We can write our own rules.
Yes.
We'll just go right to 6,000.
We're gonna have to find that guy too.
When you want them in the sun.
Yeah.
All right. So we need a motion for the letter.
We already did.
You did?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, I was. Website construction and updates.
I've only received something from Randy, that's it. So, and the utilities.
Yeah.
Do I need to give you something? Oh, goodness, God. That I admit, I didn't do it, I think.
I sat down at the end of the last meeting, so I wouldn't forget. I filled the questionnaire out and then was gonna send photos and then. sent the photos.
Oopsie.
So,
Can I do that?
good news is I'm still in the meeting.
Yes, you're right. Way ahead of me.
Okay, does that conclude the clerk
Yes.
this evening? Thank you. It takes us to old unfinished and table business. First is the amendment to the 2026 salary ordinance, which you have in front of you, which is about compensation for the stipend regarding cell phones. And reminder that we were going to state that any employee who does not work any hours in a pay period will not be eligible to receive the stipend for that period.
And also move the wording to being paid that $10 weekly, excluding the fourth week instead of monthly,
Okay.
retroactive to January 2023. Protect your court treasurer.
Any other discussion on the salary ordinance?
Make a motion.
Any motion?
I'll second.
Thank you. Next one. Resolution 2026-01, additional appropriations. And this was to move 35 grand out of the edit fund for the sign. Get our sign fixed.
Yeah, this is actually not new. This is just that there was a,
Appropriation.
there was a different
That's in
procedure
the cover sheet, that's why.
for how you give notice.
Mhm.
Have to review it, that's what it comply with that procedure. And I don't remember exactly what the new thing was. that we had to do.
No longer have to put it in the newspaper, you have to put it online and gateway.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that agreement thing.
Salary.
So I put it in the newspaper, but I did not put it on gateway.
Okay, so we just do this, the motion to
Yeah, you have to vote again for me.
Second reading.
Yeah.
make motion to sign again.
And Dawn second.
Okay, you guys want to just, under your eyes.
Okay. They started on it? No. I know, they don't have money yet. They started on it?
I'm sorry, what? On what? Yeah, they ordered it, so once it gets here, it'll go quick.
Okay,
They came and did all the official measurements and looked at the electrical and all that stuff.
Okay, next item of old business is ordinance 2026-07 for parking and maintenance on town property.
There's Brian.
Who's that?
This is the thing about, you can see it. It basically says you can't park there to do maintenance, and you can't park there between midnight and 6. And if you're gonna be at the water salesman, you need to load up your water jug and then move.
No parking or leaving a vehicle unattended. And no maintenance on town property. The definitions about enforcement, penalties, and codification.
I just attached it to the already parking penalties we had.
has anybody talked to her since the last meeting?
We don't have an ordinance to stand on.
Have people been doing this? Changing oil and all that kind of stuff in it?
Yes.
Getting water?
Apparently they have.
At the park, they've been doing
At the
it.
park.
Yes.
And parking on the water salesman, which is
When did they redo your parking lot? What, like 2 years ago?
Oh. Yeah,
So if you go over there, it's pretty obviously where they're doing it. and Where they're parking overnight and leaking everywhere.
All right. So how many amendments do we have here?
You have to read it twice and then,
So basically, section 1 is amendment to 7201, which is defined in 7215, 16, 17, 18, 19. Does anybody want to hear me read the whole thing?
absolutely not.
Okay. So,
I do, after the first reading, I do load them on the website.
Okay.
So people can see them.
Okay, this is just first.
This is first reading. We talked last month about drafting it. Here it is in form. This will be the first reading.
Next.
Are you gonna motion to the first
Oh.
reading?
Okay,
We need a motion to adopt, yes.
okay. I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second the adoption.
So we don't-
We'll have it again next month. I'll ask if anybody wants to hear it again.
We are getting to do this.
Okay, our next item is indirect losses due to theft.
We placed this on here because it was tabled, but we've already turned in all the paperwork. Obviously, these were not included. So I thought I'd put it back on there so you can either dissolve it or tell John you want to do it.
These are the kinds of things that we're not gonna get in a criminal case. That's what, 2,100 basically,
Mm-hmm.
which also makes it, you gotta decide whether it's cost effective to chase it for such a small amount. Especially when they aren't direct losses.
Well, we'd still have to pay court costs and attorney fees.
Yeah.
That's,
Yep.
and then if we get granted judgment, then we have to turn around and take what we just got back and give it to somebody else essentially.
And the attorney general did reimburse us all
Yeah.
of the funds that we were at, so.
All right.
Is that through the bond?
I guess it just makes sense to squash it then. Right? I'll make a motion to dissolve.
Second.
Moving on.
Okay.
The rest I did just to help you. I just looked up codes and stuff on,
And we've kind of already, we're trying to open a dialogue about forming a redevelopment commission
okay, something here. Okay.
or a redevelopment committee. I guess you would call it committee.
Would be a commission.
It would be a commission. To get together a group of people who, anybody out there who would like to be interested in maybe driving some economic growth in town. Couple things we have to do. We'd have to adopt, as the town board, we'd have to adopt an ordinance to form this, come up with whatever it is that way we decide we're gonna fund it, if we do fund it, or if we're looking for volunteers. Pay people under volunteers these days. Things that the redevelopment commission would need to do, establish a leadership structure, and then adopt a formal intent, and then engage some key partners such as Ripley County officials, Office of Community and Rural Affairs, grant administrators, maybe look at, if they want to look at possibly engaging planning consultants to help identify needs and strategies that spur economic growth. The second phase then would be to identify the needs and things that would make something a little more attractive to business, map priority areas, gather supporting data, and then come up with some projects that could be shovel-ready, that could help the town with economic development. Basically, what the guidelines that they're looking to follow, we're gonna start lining up with our comprehensive plan that we've got put into place. And then come up with ways to help fund projects, such as grants or creative funding methods, which is one thing we're always chasing around here.
I was a little selfish when I set it up. It was so that we did automatically would qualify. You have to have all these elements in order to apply for money. Right? I know that.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys want to?
it's like anything else, if you're, to a certain extent, this is what you're already paying the county economic development corporation. So that's where it's gonna be a paid thing, is it money well spent?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get money, are you gonna get any, you're gonna make anything?
Really, I think to start, we just need to kind of gauge this thing and see if we get any interest from people who might have the drive to want to do it. Otherwise, we're going to spin our wheels looking for people the entire time and not even get it off the ground.
Yeah. If there's a big crowd of people who all wanna be part of it, that tells you something right there.
Because I mean, kind of like sitting in the room here, there's all kinds of people with ideas in town. You look around and
I
a few
think
of
the
them show
people
up
out there have
from time
great
to time.
ideas.
I mean, I realize we're on a different day than we normally are.
But yeah,
There's nobody here this evening.
so, but basically, question to the council then would be, do we want to pursue, or do we want to look at what a draft ordinance would be like? And then have John prepare it, and then we can
Sure.
language of what this thing would consist of, because he can go through the code and figure out what all our guidelines are.
Sure,
Cheryl's obviously done a lot of homework on it to
yeah.
kind of help prepare us for it.
I found it very funny that you have to live in Sunman, but on a redevelopment committee, there's no political, like, so many Republicans, so many Democrat, or, I didn't see anything in there for that.
I'm gonna check that.
Okay.
Because that's a new one on me.
Okay, that's what I thought
Was it the park board?
when I was reading, and I thought maybe I missed it.
Is it park board?
I've slept since I looked at it, but I think I remember that there's a line in there that says it needs to be politically balanced.
Mhm.
In that both sides of the aisle get represented. It can't just be
Right.
super majority versus one or two.
And that is something I could not find, but like I said, I probably missed it, so.
Yeah, look at it.
But I've slept since I read it because it was in December, January. When a few people were asking me about what we can do for economic development. I started doing some homework on it. So the question,
Improving the community should be something that both sides of it
Sure,
and be involved with.
sure.
the question to the council then is, do we want to put together a draft ordinance and look at it and start evaluating what we want to do to form it? And then
Sure.
Also investigate possibly forming this, or how we would fund this thing once it's formed. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's because there's two ways of looking at that. It could, whether you pay the people to be on it or you don't, the thing will still take a little bit of money and could take a significant amount of money if you're gonna basically offer people money to put their business in Sunman, for example. Or if you're gonna, if it's gonna do a facade grant to existing businesses, for example, or indirect costs, if you're gonna do things like, put your business here and we'll give you a tax break type of thing.
All right. I'll make a motion for John to draft us up an ordinance for this.
Okay.
Let's start to turn the ball rolling. I agree. Second.
thank you. That concludes old business, and now we're in the new business. New business, first item is ordinance 2026-03, cross connection and backflow prevention.
This thing is there was a change in the IDM regulations essentially, which means that basically every municipality or every taxing unit that has a water department and a sewer department has to adopt these new standards. And so this is a this is a form ordinance that basically everybody in the state is using.
Borrowed.
Yeah. Just because it's old doesn't make it bad.
Is this gonna be an issue for us? Or
If we don't do it,
Want to
we
do
have to
everything, so
Don't do it.
That's one of our deficiencies on our water sanitary survey, is that we needed to update this ordinance.
And basically, this is legal protection that's gonna require property owners to install a device. Not, I think it's commercial only, correct?
Yes, basically it's like a backflow preventer,
Yes.
basically.
You have to put in a device, so in the event that the system loses pressure and you haven't moved any water in your building for 10 years, that tainted water can't make it into the system to be distributed to the next guy. So it's a simple device, but it protects your neighbors and anybody downstream or upstream from you from bacteria entering the system.
Yep.
And that's why the state is making a requirement, because if you're over a certain size, is it a meter size or gallons used or something that they're basing, or is it just gotta be zoned commercial?
I think it's just zoned.
Okay, so it's a zoning thing, which either way, I mean, that's the basic principle of it is if you're gonna use something larger than a residential service, you need to protect your neighbors if something happens to you.
It's used residential, so am I gonna have to do this?
I don't know. That's one of the questions that need to be defined.
I don't understand why my house is in commercial anyway. Whatever. So let's put a business there.
But there's also, it also gives you the ability that if there's some kind of demonstrated risk of backflow from any piece of property, you can make them do it.
Yeah, like you said, it's a very standard. I found it right away.
All new commercial or industrial customers connecting to the town water system shall install backflow prevention assemblies appropriate to the degree of hazard as determined by the town board or its certified operator.
Same with sewer backing up into someone's home too.
Right.
Alright.
And then the other keynote of that is annual certified testing needs to be required.
And you gotta keep record of it.
The licensed plumber come in and checks to make sure everything works, all the blow offs and everything. Check out and they tag it, kind of like a fire extinguisher.
The other place where I guess it could nail people in their homes is section 7. Any property using pond water, wells or cisterns that are connected to internal plumbing systems have to have a backflow preventer to prevent from getting into
The distribution.
That's only if they're utilizing that water along with, and they're connected to the domestic system.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I can see where the people would sit at home and say, I'm not connected to the city, why do I have to put right? You're not connected to the city, you don't need it.
Do we need a motion to adopt this ordinance?
First reading, again.
It's a state requirement.
You make a motion to,
Yeah.
all right, I'll second.
Okay.
We'll see that one again next month.
Our favorite, yes, you will.
You get just read it?
Get to-
We forgot about it.
Okay. Next item is rainy day fund resolution 2026-06.
The purpose of this was to stash $35,000 away in rainy day.
Okay, that's not governed.
That's what it says.
That way the town council can use it the way they see fit without jumping through all the loops. There are hoops. So
Well, I guess they can use it as long as it's a rainy day.
true.
Okay.
We do it every year.
Move our money to our money.
Yes.
Carol, motion to move our money to our money.
Second.
And then on the back of that, there was a request for stapled to the back of that, there's a request
Here's
for
the physical
reimbursement.
receipts. I didn't wanna, they're so, some of these are so flimsy, I didn't wanna.
For the rural water alliance.
That one needs 2 signatures. One.
I just put all our ones on my credit card. I'm just
Carol,
asking for reimbursement.
one of these was for next month, was it not?
Oh, well,
Okay, you're ahead again.
Stay on it, man.
No,
So this is for March. And then
yes,
Second,
when,
don't sign the second.
I won everything that I gave before I left, which wasn't much. It's not as fun without the coins.
$1,190 for hotel, 3 hotel rooms and travel for and lodging to the Rural Water Alliance Conference where we got training and all sorts of good stuff.
I'll make a motion to, we're refunding you.
Yes, we're just reimbursing what I spent.
Cheryl put on her card to refund Cheryl
Thank you.
The reimbursement.
for expenses.
Their expenses. And, not today, but I'm gonna put it on the next agenda. We need to get one of the council members to be a signer on the bank. Yes.
Comments from the floor. Anybody has any? And the end of new business.
When is my meeting?
What mean?
There's more money than our money that we owe.
Oh, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
26. Thank you.
7.